This recruitment agency cut 80% of their manual research and admin work and 3x their meeting volume by using our job scraping system. But here's what most agency owners don't realize. Your biggest bottleneck isn't your lead quality or your sales team. It's actually the 10 hours per week your consulting are wasting on admin work and manual research, but AI can actually handle it in minutes. If you are watching your consultants spend more time on admin than actually closing deals, this is going to change how you think about scaling your business. In this video, I'm about to walk you through the 4-phase system that we integrated for Sprung Consulting to automate their manual work that was killing their productivity and scalable growth. If your team is drowning in job sourcing, lead research, manual outreach, and manual data entry into your CRM, you're facing the exact same problem as Sprung. So picture this. Every morning at Sprung Consulting, the sales team was manually scrolling through job boards, looking at job postings and checking if a company is a fit or not, and if so, find hiring managers that they can now finally reach out to. Now think about that for a second. Hours of research leading to conversations with people who don't pick up the phone, might not be a fit, or might even not be interested in your service. At this point, the CEO told us something that sounds probably familiar. They wanted to automate this process. They wanted to get rid of all of this manual research and rather focus on the sales team actually doing cold calls and closing deals. And the main issue they had is they wanted to get rid of the manual work, but they didn't know where to start. And of course, also don't want to break the process they're using at the moment, which is obviously working. So at this point, it wasn't about saving time anymore. It was about scaling up the process and also staying competitive in the recruiting space. Because while Sprung Consulting was doing 10 hours per week per consultant on manual research on job boards, the competitors are already using systems that do all of these tasks automatically. So at this point, we had to ask ourselves, how can we scale up our lead generation and automate it without losing the personal touch that closes deals at Sprung Consulting? So to tackle this issue, we didn't just recommend Sprung Consulting another tool. We were building a system for them that works 24/7, scrapes jobs, do the research, and automatically reaches out to the decision makers. Because the biggest bottleneck of Sprung wasn't their outreach strategy or their closing skills, it was the 10 hours per week per consultant wasted on these manual tasks that could easily be handled by AI on scale. And once we automated all of this process, we didn't just see the sales team getting more productive, we also see they got more confident, because now they were actually able to talk to people on the phone that are in need of their service and currently need a solution for their hiring problems. And this confidence translated directly into higher conversion rates and also more meetings booked. And now let's break down how we did it. We implemented a 4-phase job scraping system for Sprung Consulting. It consists of finding relevant jobs, qualifying the company posting the jobs, finding the right hiring managers, and then push them into automated outreach sequences. I will only break this process down in this video on a high level. If you want a detailed breakdown, Fabian has recorded a video on it showing the exact process, and you can find it over here. So the most important part in phase 1 is finding relevant job postings. And we're doing that by using Google API, NLM, and Play.com. We're having a scheduled scraper looking at Google Jobs for the relevant job titles provided by Sprung and scraping all of these jobs on a daily basis. We are pre-qualifying them based on specific criteria, and only relevant job titles will be pushed into the Clay tables. The reason why we're using Google Jobs is because Google Jobs acts as an aggregator of multiple job boards. This means you don't have to build a single scraper for Indeed or for LinkedIn, for Glassdoor. Google Jobs aggregates all of these job opportunities into one source and also even includes internal career pages. That means Google Jobs acts as the best source for having an aggregated view of multiple jobs and even finding those hidden gems that are placed on internal career pages and aren't even advertised at the moment. So now that we are in phase 2, we all have the data in Clay and we can now use it for further data enrichment. That means we can enrich the LinkedIn profile, we can use AI agents to analyze the website to see if the company that we identified is actually an ICP criteria fit for us. And if so, we were able to, based on the data we gathered, categorize it into Sprung Consulting's lead categories, which is basically silver, bronze, and gold. And then we synced all the data back to the CRM. So we are also gathering all the information that we find through the job scraping, and it's not lost in the void. So now that we've integrated all this data into our CRM, we're entering phase 3. This means we now have to find the right hiring managers within these companies to reach out to. And we're doing this using a decision maker waterfall approach. And what this means is basically the client presents us with a specified list of rules that is based on the company size. That means if we're reaching out to a smaller company, we're looking at C-level positions, and if we're looking at larger companies, we're most likely focusing the right hiring departments within it itself. And once we have identified those hiring managers within those companies, we're using smart enrichments to find their contact details, such as the phone number and their email address. Since we've gathered all the information about the contacts and the company in our step 2 and 3, we can now use this data to write personalized emails on scale to all of these prospects. For that purpose, we're using Instantly AI, and each prospect will receive a unique email containing information about the job posting and the company context. And only if there's a positive response, and that means like the lead is interested in a service or shows some kind of interest, this data will be synced back to Close CRM, so the sales consultants can pick the lead up and take it from there. So the entire system runs without any human intervention until there's actually demand that has to be picked up from the sales team. And since all of this information is also being synced back to Close CRM, that means the sales team also got rid of the whole manual data entry and could actually focus on doing more cold calls. So now let's break down what actually changed for Sprung Consulting when we switched from their manual research approach to our automated system. The manual job sourcing time dropped from 10 hours per week per recruiter to literally 0 hours. The lead volume jumped from 100 leads per week to 350 leads per week because the system can run 24/7 in the background and doesn't even need human interaction. And the most important part is Sprung Consulting booked 100 meetings just out of 2,000 emails. That's a 4% meeting rate on cold outreach compared to the normal 0.5 to 1% as an industry average in the cold emailing space. And they achieved all of this without having to hire a single additional recruiter. Their existing team handles higher quality leads and spends less time on manual admin work and more time doing cold calls and actually closing deals. But now let's hear what Lucas himself has to say about our work and our collaboration within the last 3 months.
I think it was about 80 to 100 meetings booked.
So yeah, would be great if you can just give a quick introduction to yourself.
Yeah, my name is Lucas. I'm the founder and CEO of Sprung.
And can you also quickly explain how the process looks like now?
A lot of more leads than before. We had so many leads that we needed like a new cold caller to get all the good leads. For me, it's a no-brainer because you can do everything else and not looking for leads. If you have a system like you have built, you did like the whole work, and I was just checking if everything comes right.
If you want to check out the full interview we've done with Lucas, you can find it here.